had that happen before.
Logitech Brio, is that what this is?
No, these are... Fuck.
Microphone.
What are the options?
Because the
Elgato
cameras are
sound
Logitech, I know
capture?
that.
Logitech BT. What's this? How's that?
Ah!
Aha!
Ah!
Is that all of us though?
Is it all of us?
It looks. I mean, just test the mics real quick. It looks like it unselected it.
Are we-
Don't
are
worry
we-
about
are
it.
we-
Yeah,
We'll
when I
cut this
tap
in
the-
post. Stream chat, you get to experience the technicals.
This
Yeah.
is your problem.
Do we
now.
sound normal?
Yeah, does it sound normal here and here and here? Everyone good?
Everyone good?
Are we good?
I think we're good.
I feel good.
As long as it's not just my mic.
Yeah, we're good.
You shouldn't feel
We're good.
distant.
We're
Okay.
good.
Yeah, it must have, when it updated, deselected the thing. So, welcome!
That was a real good intro. You had
Welcome to Christmas
That was
Saves!
such a good intro.
I
We
had an
just
Alzheimer.
started the stream. Thank you for joining us. Looking forward to more of the good stuff. We have just finished the prologue. And we are starting chapter 1. So, I don't think we have any housekeeping to have. We just paid rent for the 3 months.
I thought it was 2.
We
3,
got
but
the
you had already paid
first
1 month. You'd paid ahead of time.
So we're paid ahead for 3 months.
No, well, we're by the end of this, no. But yes, right now, technically in the timeline. Just
oh,
bear with me.
yeah.
we're
it's a
we're
3-month
skipping
gap.
forward
That's
in
true.
time. So,
Living
he's
the
paid
fantasy
rent.
of being ahead on rent. Wow.
The fantasy of being 1 month ahead of rent. So where we pick up is right after you dropped off Rack. So we're back to before the time skip. Because we have to say goodbye to somebody. As the morning comes the next day, after having dropped off Rack to Dante Rossi, the leader of the Gold Boys, the gang here in the Ebon Falls, the city of Ebon Falls. You got your reward money, split it up. But at night, Rini was crying and talking to you. She feels homesick. She's going to have to go. Now, there are some logistical issues, as Rini is, in fact, the princess of the Asari domain. She is the third most important person, hierarchically speaking, in the entire domain. Which you found out midway through having her with you all. So, I'll say, everyone roll perception with disadvantage.
Yikes.
Just for 9?
17?
2.
Are these level 4 rolls or level 3 rolls?
These are level 4 rolls. You
Okay.
have a character sheet, just use it. I don't. It's not that
4
important
doesn't make
to
a
me.
difference. What do you mean?
15.
That'd be funny though.
It would be funny.
15?
Mm-hmm.
17. In the early morning hours of the day after, Ink, you are fast asleep in what I assume is still, like, wherever your room is, still up in rafters on your hammock.
Yeah.
Isabella, you are working away at some fabric project you have with the of your sewing machine sort of clacking and taking up your attention while you have Mistress chew away at some rats that Mr. Buttons brought in as tribute. Or whatever Mr. Buttons' cat instincts are left in him. But Isaac and Soren, you also are working on things. You, the clicking away at the typewriter, in between sips, and you find your glass, your bottle, dry. look out the window of the warehouse room that you are at. You see across the ever brightly lit sign of Sea Dog and the Clam. A drink is always available over there, especially here around closing time, 2-ish a.m. And so you find yourself making your way down with the empty bottle, ready to throw it in the trash can outside in the alley, and head across. You walk around the back of the warehouse. The new stairs, hardly a creak. As you step down. Isaac, you have been working through the night, trying to wrestle with some complications of the formula. Trying to understand. And you've come to an impasse. There's this frustration of you have to wait as your centrifuge spins. You find yourself anxious, thinking you should go upstairs, grab some rest or coffee, something, a tea. Get out of this basement for a second. So you find yourself opening the hatch as you're walking down. And in that moment, both of you hear the door shut to the warehouse. The front door that's supposed to be locked.
I'm going.
Yeah.
Okay, you both
I
acknowledge
assume-
each
I
other. You
assume we
both see
lock
each other.
eyes and then.
Yeah, so you lock eyes. You're up on the stairs to the right of you when you get up. Climb, and you make your way over very quick. You unlock the door quickly, quietly. How are you doing this?
Quickly.
Quickly. You open it out and you look. Both of you go ahead and roll me perception checks. One of you going left and one of you's right, essentially.
18.
14.
Uh,
15, sorry.
Okay, both of you start looking. Isaac to the left, you to the right. Do you have your gun? Are you pointing your gun out?
I'm
Or is
not
it just
pointing
like-
it, but it's like
Oh,
at the
okay.
ready.
You look, and you see footsteps going to the alley to the left.
How far away are they?
Maybe 15 feet around the corner of the...
Can I see them, or do I just hear the noise?
You hear the noise distinctly as footsteps like splashing
Yeah.
in the sort of wet, loose concrete here that's sort of been eaten away over time.
I'm gonna chase after them.
Okay, so you make it around, and both of you come around the corner, and it's like lightly raining. So there's like this shadow, and then there's a like a little arc of lightning up in the sky, and there you see, with all of her things sort of bundled up under her coat, Rini trying to sneak out in the night.
Rainy, are you leaving?
Shit.
Don't you want to say goodbye?
I don't want you guys to get in trouble.
Why would we get in trouble?
Gotta sneak away and be found by the Silvers. Or I'm gonna try to report myself to them,
Sure.
but you can't be with me.
No, but you could have said goodbye before you left the warehouse. Izzy will be.
Okay. She comes and hugs you. She gives you a hug. And she says, "I'm sorry, I gotta go. I just miss him, and I don't want to wake everybody up, but I gotta do it now. I miss my mom, my dad, Major Hagen, Mr. Bradley, even the captain, even the jester.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, thanks for letting me run away with you guys.
Yeah. Do you, you could write us a letter if you'd like. Stay in touch.
I will. Thanks for letting me shoot your gun.
Yeah. Take good care of the one you got.
Okay. And then she turns and she starts to make her way off into the night. And so, time moves forward. Days and nights go by and your lives get more comfortable for a while. Life in the city continues to churn. Perfectus sells everywhere. People use it every day. You see it every day. Small red vials that allow people to feel better, be better. Productivity rises throughout Evan Falls. Every day. You too could purchase these for 50 gold each, should any of you wish.
I'd rather die.
On principle. No.
Principle alone. Fall fades coldly into early winter, and the days get short. The star of the day hides early. In this time, some small but notable events happen for you all. So, you can volunteer, or we can roll initiative. We can see who goes first.
Initiative sounds fun.
Initiative, rollies.
Yeah.
Are we adding our actual initiative?
No, just rollies.
Oh. 7.
8.
12.
1.
Wow.
Okay. You can suggest, this is the way it's going to work, you can suggest something, or I have stuff on a list of stuff we've talked about. So I'll prompt you, you can prompt me, doesn't matter, depends on what you want to do. And we'll just say loosely, this is like one of the first things you do. We're not going to have hard dates on much of this, and then near the end it'll be closer to present time.
Okay, we can just go down the list of stuff.
Okay, sure. One of the first things you do is get familiar with the land beast. This machine that you got from the Garage and Host as part of your gift for doing the job. You gain proficiency in the tools needed to repair it. So anytime we make a roll, whether it's dexterity or intelligence or wisdom, whatever it happens to be, strength even, to repair this, you have proficiency no matter what the source is. And that also means that you can choose, you can put this on a card if you'd like, the repair tools as a slot on your pack. If you ever need to take those repair tools with you for something else, you can use them with proficiency on other things.
Did we have storage on the
You
vehicle?
You do.
Yeah,
It's in that box.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on the card and then put it in there, but at least for now.
But you also had other goals with this. Getting familiar yourself. We talked a little bit about how the inner workings operate, but you understand that you may be indisposed sometimes, and so you think of your options. Ink, who would you like to try to teach to drive the land beast?
I am going to, a day when we're all just sitting around, ask, does anyone in particular, in case I am incapacitated, if we need someone else to drive, is anyone interested in learning to drive?
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay. So, what this will take is, I'll say, a teaching roll and a learning roll. The teaching roll can either be charisma, like we'll call it a persuasion check to word correctly educational things, or like a wisdom check, and I'll let it be something like an insight check to do it by like hands-on approach. Does that make sense?
Go persuasion.
Sure. Okay, so she tries very hard, as she does, with her words, to explain to you how this goes, and in response to this, we'll see...
You have to pop the clutch.
That's a card thing, you know.
16.
16, okay. I'll say you can make a learning roll with advantage, so an intelligence saving throw, essentially.
With advantage.
With advantage, because she succeeded in teaching you properly, essentially the help action.
And saving throw. you
Yep.
said? 22.
22. Okay, so you know how to pop the clutch. Now let's go through all 47... no, I'm just kidding. You don't have proficiency right now, but I will say that you are proficient enough in the workings of the vehicle. Should ink not be available to drive, you could competently do so, but it's pretty clear in a high-speed situation or any sort of dire situation, she should be the driver. But absolutely, you can get it from A to B. You can do simple tasks with it without any rolls.
Okay.
I'll say once you start doing some, if you have to do some evasive maneuvers, it'll be more difficult for you, but very difficult for them. So
Okay.
it just moves your DC around.
I put down land vehicles with an asterisk.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, and so you spend quality time together. You learn a little bit about how it works. You know how to fuel it. Should Ink not be around, is there anything else that we feel is very important to know about it? You know how to fuel it and drive it. You don't know how to repair it, really. You know how to help repair it. She could always guide any of you to help repair it.
Yeah, I think that's probably just the basics of getting it from A to B.
Sure.
would be-
Can do. In fact, if she needs to rest, like last time, she couldn't rest until she got back because none of you could drive it. You could swap at times if you just do simple stuff like that, so she could try to get a rest. Okay. So that is the first thing on Ink's list. Is there anything else you'd like to add to that?
No.
Okay. So. Efficient! These will not all be this short. Good. Okay. So, who is next in the initiative order?
It's me.
Isaac. You can request one, or I can just...
It's all you.
All right.
We've talked a lot.
So, Isaac. You're working on things. And during this time, you have all had discussions about what this business is going to be, what this venture is going to become, what your interests are. And Isabella has been putting in a lot of work, and you know that she doesn't tire like most people, and when she's in something like her dresses or anything, she's in it, and she fixates, and gets the job done, and it's no burden to her, but nonetheless, there is a bit of that brotherly guilt of, can I be doing more, can I help? Even though you're wrapped up in your own things, which you're very prone to do, as she is, you've decided to treat your sister to something. We talked about it last night. You can take it from here, or do you need more memory? We do some drugs sometimes when we hang out, so there was
more.
okay,
a little more crumbs, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm incredibly high right now.
You
That's-
walk into the rings, and you start walking down essentially what we would call like their main street where the boutiques and the shops are. You're dressed in your best of the day, perfectly groomed and fit perfectly into the space here. You see people in the rings, and you guys don't spend a lot of time here, but as you... What? Oh, there's a boy whining? Why is he whining? Just come down here.
I don't think that's Ellie.
Oh, it's
It's
Ellie?
upstairs.
Yeah, Darwin's right here.
Oh. Oh, it's
I just heard boop, 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 boop.
Has she been fed today?
Yes, I fed them before this. They're fine. You walk and you notice the higher ups in this place. It gets less mixed like it is in the chips, and the demographics switch pretty drastically when you get over here. It's always human, half elf, mostly elf. This is an elven city that allowed people in. And it's been sort of a cultural hub for time, and you could see the difference, especially being in it. You have started to truly notice the difference. When you joined this place, you were a rich guy. I mean, you're still kind of well off, but you didn't notice it as much. But spending every day in the chips, you notice it. People with moon plague decoration that embrace the use of these magics that scar their bodies, but they chip it away and put designs on them. So you see people with their cheeks and around their eyes and their chins, some on their lips. Some people keep them on their tips of their fingers, just porcelain aspects of their beings. And you make your way to a purveyor of exotic cosmetics. Inside, you see a Frogan person. Old, sort of hunched, toad-like, matronly. She is has very kind eyes that are beautifully well done in her skin, which was probably naturally much moister back in the day, and brighter in the day. Has this dull bluishness to her. Go and roll nature check. As she approaches you with long silken gloves and this like, you know that designer in what's that superhero movie, The Incredibles?
Are you both there?
No.
Oh.
Edna.
Yeah, Edna, sort of that hunched, but always wears like a chic sort of black thing, and you get this very like, hello.
10, by the way.
10. Okay. You get close, and she goes, "Oh, hello, darling.
Hello.
You don't look like my normal clientele here for a woman.
Sister.
Come here."
Okay.
And she takes you by
Trust the process.
Yeah, she trusts the process and goes, "Oh, well," and she shows you the thing, and you see this like beautiful marble floor glass cases of things lined on the walls with small little packets of clasped units of cosmetics, small mirrors. You see tubes of things, and you don't deal in this realm very much, though it does remind you of something you do dabble in, and that is the men's shops of Laroc, where you get tailored for your suit. So it has a similar vibe, though this is not for clothing. And as you walk in, there are women in the corner enjoying tea, and a few male-presenting people that enjoy the flair as well. There's not really, in this world, not really a genderness to it, but there is sort of a men don't do it as much. It's not, but especially the men that do. Here in Ebon Falls, unlike Laroc, where it's more about the gold or the shine of something. Here, there seems to be a blueness to people's outward appearance, and it seems to be especially in the rings, an ode to the governmental body, the Blue Chalice, and kind of for lack of a better term, they're one of the people that were originally here, and they are upper crust, and it's a very specific social group, I guess. They don't pay you any mind, really, as they talk amongst themselves in the corner. And you can see tea, and you can see an empty seat, and you think the person carrying you around here was probably occupying that seat before you walked in. And you're taken over and shown the different things, and she starts talking. Well, darling, are you looking for anything specific for anybody?
Not specific, just nice. Very nice.
Well, what sort of skin tones are we talking about?
Porcelain?
Oh, a hobbyist. Yes. We have something for you as well. Come over here. She sort of looks you up and down. She thinks you has money. She's not going to ask. And she comes over and she opens a case. And it has this... it's different than the other cases. This one is... it's like gold and porcelain at the same time. It has aspects of it. And the front of it opens up, and it's sort of got this like pearlescent glass through it. But when it's opened, you can see more clearly into it. There are beautiful, like, wooden carved boxes with this, like, resin, sort of, like, slow-poured 3D, like, mural on the front of a beautiful, like a mountain vista with waves in the background in a valley. It's very, very beautiful. And as she brings you up to it, she says, oh, we have the finest... You'll like this. And she opens it, and she shows you, and there's these deep pigments that have like a heavy quality to it that you just kind of didn't expect, and a small like mirror that runs the length of the whole thing. These are the finest Tongzu living doll accoutrement that we could offer, made specifically for the porcelain dolls of Tong.
Okay. Yeah, sign me up. I'll take it.
50 gold.
Oh, fuck, that's... That ain't shit.
Rich boy's back on his game.
1, 2...
He spent all his money, now he's got money again. He's like, that's not shit.
That's not...
He literally had
was the
like 2
brokest one.
copper.
I had like 11 gold.
And so you buy it.
Burning a hole in his pocket.
And she puts it in a little bag for you and slides it over and looks back. Well, you're an easy customer. A wonderful day, and please come back anytime.
Thank you.
And she goes back and sits down. You can hear her start to talk with the other people at the table. And you walk out, back down, and head to the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Or wherever Isabella is.
If it's midday, I'm probably... Well, I'd be putting in work at the warehouse to make it look like a shop front.
Mm-hmm.
Since we decided on
Yeah.
a business name.
Yeah. And so you see...
I want to find some, like, good food that she can eat, too, on the way back. Like,
via Mistress.
yeah.
Okay. I'll say there's... Mistress definitely likes clams from time to time, but she's... I'd
I
say...
feel like it's been a bit.
I'd say you could do clams, or you could see what Leo the Butcher has.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll just D20 to see what how exotic we get.
It was funny.
18.
18. He's got some horse. Someone had to put down their horse.
Sure. Fuck it, why not? How much?
You want the hunch.
However much you want to give me.
5 gold.
Sounds good. There's that. Keep the change.
Walk out the
Presents
back.
for my sister in makeup. And
You walk out the back after a bit.
Is it
and
illegal to sell horse meat?
He knocks on, like, there's this like window in the back, like a deli window that's always shut. He knocks on the back. Walk in the back, and you walk around the register and out the back door. And there's a guy out there. And he's sort of like wrapping something in like butcher paper.
Mm-hmm.
And he wraps it up. And he goes, "Here you go, man.
Thank you.
All right, go that way.
Will do.
Oh, you didn't get it here. All right. Butchered this morning." And you walk out with your butchered horse haunch and your living doll makeup. And you make your way over to the warehouse.
Sister?
What do you think you're working on in this moment? No spoilers.
Has the sign I commissioned come in yet?
No, not
Okay.
until the end of this.
Okay. I would be, I guess, setting up a front reception area.
Okay. So you see her working on moving a desk as you see her tentacle arm moving a desk as she stands like 10 feet back or so. And this is happening as you walk in.
Yes.
Got you a little something.
Just hands it over.
Yeah.
He has no pageantry in his gifts.
Nope.
As he takes that and he also horse haunch to his mistress goes, "What's that?"
That's for you, mistress.
"Darling, you shouldn't have." And she, as you open it, sort of from your leg, does this while you hold your gift with your hands as she crunches on the side.
Does this look at all familiar to me?
No.
Oh.
I mean, it looks, in fact, I'd say you could intuit that it has Tong design to it.
Yeah. What is this?
Walk over and open it up.
And it looks like a rich set of pigments.
They were made for specifically porcelain skin.
So this is from Tong
Mm-hmm.
for dolls like me?
That is correct.
You've been using your old stuff for... And it's, offered its difficulties.
This is a very nice gift.
It's not enough, but it's something.
Not enough.
It's never enough.
I'm going to put it gently down to the side. Well, I've started making arrangements for the business.
It's been a while. I'm excited. Feels good to finally start something.
Are you bothered by all the Perfectus stuff still?
Yeah, we'll go with bothered. Put it lightly. It's pretty frustrating.
Is it because you're not getting royalties?
No, it's not really what's important. It's the credit to the science part of it. That's the important part. I made it, and I have to watch everybody else use it. Every day.
Maybe it's better they don't know who made it.
I mean, that's probably true at some points, but
You can look on the bright side of things a little.
I can make a better one. It's my bright side.
At which point you start eyeballing the trapdoor to go back down into the lab.
To his cave.
And you can start seeing he's been naturally, like, without even noticing, taking steps in that direction.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, go on and make your better one then.
I will.
Done. All right.
Reed Richards vibes.
Dude, he's uncomfortable if he's not in the cave.
Sorner, Isabella, which one was it next?
I rolled a 1.
1. Must be you.
Oh yeah, 7. It's me.
7. Same thing. Would you want me to pick, or do you have something in mind?
I'll let you pick.
Okay. Darling, as you sit there one day, kind of in your end of day state, and you hear this.
Hungry?
Hungry for something different.
I know. It's been a bit too peaceful.
It's been nice seeing you work on things, but I won't lie. I have cravings.
I can feel them too, you know.
I try not to inflict them, but they're so strong sometimes. I'll calm down. I'll calm down.
I actually had a bit of an idea
Yes?
to maybe help you with your cravings.
Let's do it. I'm in.
All right.
Okay, what is it? Tell me on the way.
Yes.
And you make your way down, and all you have to do to find it is to look in the sky and follow the black, thick smoke. And you do, because they always do it when everyone's asleep. The thick black smoke by the edge of town near the old harbor that no longer ships anything to anywhere as the river falls into the crack that split the city in two. And there, behind a wrought iron gate that's open, as it is in operation right now, you see a relatively small building. You're surprised. Lined with essentially industrial hearses. Vans. The thick
Yeah.
black smoke rising out. To which Mistress...
Sorry. Stop laughing.
Oh, why would they cook them?
They're not cooking them, they're disposing of them.
It's a tragedy, darling. It's so sad. All that meat.
Going to waste.
You start striding forward. And as you do, you notice only a single person is inside as you look through the glass double doors. Whistling.
I'll just... Excuse me.
Sort of behind like this, like, we'll call it translucent curtain so you can see the shape of a person. In the front is this like very rudimentary lobby. It's not meant for like customer interaction. It's meant for people to put carts through the front. And you hear the whistle stop.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't expecting company. Welcome.
Thank you.
Closes it behind him, and you see this like green leather apron, but like behind it is like pleated pants, nice office shoes, and like an undershirt and a vest. Over a mid-sized person, a little portly, and is probably 45-ish years old, a man. Wrinkly hair that sort of like He parts down the middle, and pieces of it fall on his forehead from a little bit of sweat. And he hasn't quite. He usually seems to keep quite shaven, but probably hasn't in a couple days. Very pale skin and small spectacles with like black, like shark eyes. Hello.
Hello.
Why are you here?
I'll keep it short. I have a small proposition. You are
Proposition?
you're the tender of these bodies, right?
Yes.
Well, I was wondering if I could convince you to maybe part with some on a regular basis for some money. In the interest of science.
She walks past, or he walks past you, and above the door he goes, and on the floor he goes, as a rod falls into the cement floor, locking the door in place, and then a latch closes the top of it, closes it together. Come with me. Opens it and lets you in. And behind here, it's warm in here. Like immediately, even you get the sensation of warmth. And there are 4 big, like, doors made of black iron that you can see lead to the 4 stacks that are on the back of this, like a big black crown that fires black smoke into the air. And you can see that they are currently all shut but one on the right side, and next to that are 3 carts, and on those carts are 3 naked bodies, not covered with anything, exposed. And he goes, "You're not my normal clientele. Science, you say?
Yes.
Of course I'm willing to part with these bodies. There's nothing technically wrong with it.
No.
In the eyes of men and women alike. Maybe the governments. You understand what I'm saying?
I think so.
What kind of science? As he walks over and slowly gathers, what you see is an old, portly man with his insides have been taken out, probably in like an autopsy or some sort of preservation, and sewn back together. And it looks like his funeral just happened, but all the clothes have been taken off, and just starts to wheel it over to the
Perfection
furnace.
of the human form.
In what way?
Well, my brother studies it mostly. I'm more of like a secretary, I guess you could say, but he's found a way to alter ourselves into what we think is
Starts cranking something on the cart, and it starts to lift.
just
one side?
something more perfect.
And you hear this like of the body squeaking down this like stainless steel sort of like thing as he starts to shake it a little bit to keep the process going, like. Well, make a deception check.
Not very good. 6.
Let's see what his insight is. Young lady, you will not shock me with your answers. I simply wish to know, because my payment is contingent upon it. Do not pretend like this is some noble pursuit. Tell me your true intentions, and then I shall tell you mine in selling them.
Going to be honest, I'm a little surprised to find that you're not so guarded about this.
I burn bodies every day for a living. They're objects.
True. For consumption.
Well, then yes. And the price is this. Let me watch.
You want to watch?
I've never seen it before. I did not expect that from you.
I've never seen a person be eaten.
You know, it's strange. I've been thinking about this. They say that we have to burn them so that they don't turn into ghosts, which is true. I've seen it happen myself. Why does eating them work? Why would you be able to be consumed? Surely sharks and other great beasts that live out there are dragon. Although I guess you could say a dragon on the inside maybe burns them unless it's not a fire one, in which case it would dissolve them. Maybe that works. Nonetheless,
I'm not sure how much the disposal of a body has to do with the taboo of the spirit being tied to this world, but...
there's no taboo, darling. There's just nowhere for it to go.
They used to bury them, didn't they?
Yes, but then there was... I think that's why they burn them so the smoke rises. Hoping that they reach their destination.
And the
But
sky.
what if I'm just making angry ghosts?
I guess that's also a possibility.
Let me watch.
Alright.
Do you have a preference? And you look at the two. And one is a rat from Rat Gang.
Yeah.
And one
We've had enough rat.
and one seems to be a gold boy.
Oh, we'll go
that
for
is-
the gold boy.
That has died with a stabbing, it looks. And both of them seem relatively fresh. As you look at it, maybe they killed each other.
Today, like...
Maybe.
I will impress upon you the level of secrecy. This isn't typical to what I think you're expecting.
I think if either of us tell, we both go down, right? I certainly can't provide this to you.
You're right.
Maybe your penalty would be harsher, but you're younger.
I could probably talk my way out of things. Mistress.
Finally. And he goes,
You might want to stand back.
he stands back a little bit and shuts that furnace and then pulls a chain on the top of it, and you hear as flames start to engulf inside it, and then it stays lit, and he walks to the side, and so in this orangey hue, how does Mistress consume the body?
Isabella's going to stand there perfectly still and polite in her very static pose, while Mistress will, I think, kind of like the horse haunch, start to glom herself out of Isabella's body and then just like envelop this entire person and consume them.
Over the course of a minute, I think it is.
It takes 5 minutes.
5 minutes for a medium.
Yeah.
Clembold, which is his name, watches excitedly.
Yes, I have any best friends.
That was amazing.
Isn't it? She's a very fascinating creature.
What? Anytime.
I might have to stop by.
Anytime, my dear. And he holds your hand. And he says, but not now. The hour is late. Come soon. And he starts taking you out of the room.
Alright.
But you can feel his hands tremble with excitement as he Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much.
Good night. Krembold's the name.
Isabella.
Gorgeous meeting you. And you walk out into the night.
Holy shit, I didn't expect that to be so easy. I was thinking, oh, I'll have you deliver a body to my house once a month or something.
We are
Nope.
not strong enough to break you out of federal prison. Just so you know.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I could charm a few people.
Out of federal prison?
Yeah, probably.
You-
No one was going to miss those bodies anyway.
It's
Soren!
the most humane way. Like, we can't argue.
I don't
Would
disagree.
you rather me
I don't
hunt people
disagree.
down on the streets and eat them?
Yes.
Do you have a suggestion?
Yeah, do you have another suggestion
it's
for how to
dealer's
procure
choice.
human meat?
Dealer's choice. Now you. So your typing moves forward. Your story takes shape. You're not done yet. You still have a bit more to go, but part of the progress is being slowed because your mind wanders. You've been stuck trying to find a book. You think for a while, and you make up your mind. You get up about midday, and you walk to Esme's to have a discussion with Mr. Rossi. As you enter the door, ba-ding-ding-ding. Bartender is there. You see some gold boys around. You don't see Mr. Rossi on the floor. What do you do?
Who's at the door at the moment?
Just one of the gold boys, who just you don't know his name.
Okay. I guess I'll just go up to him.
Mhm.
I was hoping to perhaps speak to Mr. Rossi for
Mr. Rossi,
just a moment if he's in today.
one moment. Turns. You mean the one in the back, right? His door, like Mr. Rossi's door that leads up in the back of the.
Sure. Yeah.
He turns and he opens the door. As he turns the knob left, opens it, peeks in, and you hear him like whisper a couple things. Yeah, grab a drink. It's on us. We'll be with you shortly.
Thank you.
You walk over, and grab a drink. Whiskey?
Vodka.
Vodka. Pour 2 fingers. Sends it over. You sip it. And about halfway through, you hear from the end of the room, Mr. Rossi, we'll see you now. You finish the drink? Yeah. Finish your drink real quick. Slide over your gold or whatever. And you make your way over to the door. Turned left, opened, and you start walking up the stairs. And then you know, of course, you see in the chairs by the door 2 gold boys, each with weapons next to them, firearms, shotguns. They both nod to you in an intimidating but also welcoming way that you've experienced a couple times, having gone up to Dante's office. You head around the corner, take a couple steps up, and Dante's door is there.
Do we normally knock?
You can?
Sure. I'll knock.
Yeah, come in!
I'll just
Open
the door will open itself and I'll
Yeah.
walk through.
Opens and you walk in, and he's over on the right side in his black leather sort of couch that wraps around the end of the room. The place where you saw him beating on that one guy. I think it was Jimbo. Not the big guy, not Big Jim, but Jimbo.
Frank?
Frankie.
Frankie.
Oh yeah, it's Frankie. Jimbo's in the shit too.
That's a good scene.
There's a his decanter on there, and he goes, "Oh, come down and sit." And he sort of motions to a space on the couch that is appropriately distanced as not to be too close or too far. Sort of the buffer seat. You just sort of sit and look at him. He goes, "Help yourself." So,
Thank you.
what can I do for you?
Well, have been trying to get my hands on a couple of books that are, banned within the Asari domain.
Books.
Yeah. And I was wondering if perhaps I
He leans forward, like, amused?
might impose upon your connections to procure them.
Well, shit. Usually more sexy stuff I'm smuggling. You sure I want like a weapon or like a rare drug? You want a book?
Just
It's banned, you say?
books. Yeah, it's it deals with powerful magic.
Oh, that's why you came to me. That
Yeah.
makes more sense. Okay, speakeasies. Okay. Well, I got sources on books probably of the magic variety. I think I could probably do this for you as long as you're willing to pay. I can't give you a discount on something like this. It's gonna be up there.
I mean, how up there?
Well, I don't know. It depends on the book. Do you have a title? He grabs out of his pocket. He grabs like a stone, like a black stone, and he just starts to hold it.
The specific one was on the origin of paragons by Dr. Figman Shine. And then, less specifically, any books detailing old gods that came before the gods of the keepers.
It seems I may have some leads for you. No. Sorry. No. Yeah, just do that. I don't care what happens to him. Look, pay attention to what I'm asking, not this other shit. The book? Yeah. Okay, send him up after. Just shut. I'm done. He puts the stone. It'll be no problem. The pricing seems a lot for a book, but not like crazy. About 500.
500?
It's the book.
Sure.
Sure you don't want drugs?
I'm good with the book for now.
Moon dust. Halfling root.
Yeah.
Perfectus.
Yeah.
I got some off of some fell off a truck not too long ago. I'll give you a little bit of discount.
Maybe just the moon dust.
That one.
Oh man, I knew. Okay. So each charge of moon dust is 50 gold.
Okay.
How many do you want?
I'll take just one.
One to satiate his wanting to sell you drugs. He's like, oh, just one? Oh, okay. And slides it over out of his pocket.
His personal stuff.
Yeah, his personal sense. He's like, yeah, hell yeah.
I'll just go grab another one.
So it was like a bigger deal or something. Well, all right. Oh, no, not here.
Oh.
Not to me.
Oh,
I appreciate it, though. Downstairs.
Downstairs. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. And tell him to send Jimbo out.
Sure.
Oh.
Thank you. And you do so, and you walk out, and, indeterminate time, I'll get it to you.
Okay.
I'll contact you, but
Sure. You
it
know where
shouldn't
to
take
find
that
us.
long.
Perfect.
Okay. And you just said you can count it out, too. Okay, anything else with that interaction? Anything you want to do while you're in Esme's besides that?
Nope.
Okay. So your book is on the way. That brings us back to ink. The only other thing on my list is something or at least that you wrote to me. I have one other thing after that, but you wanted to ask some questions to some people. So I don't know who those are. So.
Yeah, I guess I'd start with Olana, because I was trying to gather information on the people who were renting the space with Sky.
Okay, so you meet up with Olana one day, and you knock on her door. And she goes, "Come in."
I'll walk in.
Mhm.
Hello, how are you?
"Good, how are you?" And she comes over and goes, "Oh, you look so good." And you kiss on both cheeks, and she's like, "Oh, big money."
Been doing well.
I see that. Good, good. And you see that she has also been doing a little well. She has some gifts from some of her clients that she's wearing. She's wearing some beautiful gold necklace and a couple rings that she's added to her collection. She's always liked these things. She comes over and goes, "Oh, come sit. And she has essentially a bong that is more like, I guess, like a hookah that she lights up and starts going, and she offers it to you.
I'll take
Yeah.
some.
It tastes sort of like, you ever had chamomile tea?
Yep.
It's a little bit like that with a lemony sort of finish, so it's very herby and flowery.
While we were out doing a job, I learned some more information about what was going on with Sky prior to what happened.
She takes a hit, and it's funny when she smokes because her hair is smoke as a fire ganassi, and her sort of fiery eyes light up when you say this, and she takes this, but also she can't hide her emotions well, and you see some sparks. What kind of questions?
Well, we know that Krakenfest was Brine Shore Port, right? Down in Brine Shore Port, when we went down for that job, we found out that she was renting a storage area with a couple other people she was working with.
Well, we had known that you had mentioned that she was apparently delving without telling you, so, it's pretty clear she had some friends that we don't know. Pretty soon there's gonna be a party in Hopton with some friends that I'd like you to meet.
Alright.
And I'm pretty sure at least one of them has been around the city since, before we were really doing stuff, so maybe
This would be excellent.
could help, but I'm sorry, honey. I tried to ask around a lot about that. Have you been back to the spot since?
No.
I go by there sometimes and just think. I always feel so empty. Like she should be there. I don't know. Anyway, come to the party and meet some of my friends and not stuffed over there with your new job and your new friends over there. Get you a little fucked up, huh? Spend some time with us.
That sounds great. I need that.
All right.
Well, I guess I will see you then.
Absolutely. And you get up and you walk out the door. What do you want to do? Just go home?
I'll go to the spot where I found Sky.
Have to leave the hang houses and go down beneath them as they hang overhead on the bridge. It's a spot near the long way down that used to be essentially like there's a building that you think every time you've been by there, it's got to be residential. You've never been inside, but you can hear the sounds of like people, and they're like connected. So there's like shadows in all the corners, and you imagine like, oh, could someone have hid next to the building here when even the street lamp that's out doesn't shine light there? Did someone take her? Because the alley runs along the length of this like straight road that overlooks. There's a railing there now that overlooks the long way down. And you look at where she was dead. You look at where she lie, and not far from there, there's a sort of slopes naturally, and then there's a sewer grate, and down in that sewer grate is where you found what you discovered to be the Black Paragon.
Yep.
You look there. What do you do while you're there?
I'm gonna sit down by the spot where I found her. I'm gonna just hold the Black Paragon, and I'm just gonna say, I'm getting closer to finding who did this. Alana was right. It feels like you should be here. But it feels like that all the time.
You hear a dog cough nearby.
Can you stop licking yourself and getting the hacks?
You sit there for a moment.
That moment room.
And you find yourself just sort of sitting cold on the ground. You feel this sort of wet, cold, rainy soak up into your pants, and there should be more. There should be more. What the hell was she doing? You get up. You walk back. After that, Isaac.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Can I use this diamond as part of the payment?
Sure.
Cool.
I only have one other thing on my list, unless you guys okay. You have gotten far alone. And it's gotten to a point where you simply need access to more. You're missing equipment, you're missing space, and there's also a crampedness to here. It feels like you need a better place to conduct this. And one that's not in this damn warehouse where everybody sleeps at night. 'Cause you don't know what's going to happen. And so you begin to search. And it doesn't take long. As you look through, absent-mindedly one day, as you read most mornings, a newspaper. And you get to vacancy has opened up at Shadebridge Sanitarium. They are in need of a surgeon. And so,
Job?
in your doctor's best, you
He doesn't
head
have a degree.
over to Shadebridge Sanitarium. It's called such because it is under the hang houses, so the bridge, especially in midday, casts a shadow upon the whole space. It's a large building, 3 stories tall, with many wings to it. It has a sprawling acreage of open land, but the most notably, there's no fencing or anything up front. And it says Shadebridge Sanitarium. It's in the middle of this residential area. Many of the buildings here, though, seem like they're not being used as much. The hang houses are, and it looks like a converted manor, similar to the old Home for Wayward Boys, but much more land out front, several acres. It reminds you a little bit of the Cliff Gardens and the space that was used to have this. So someone important must have been here a long time ago, but no longer. So you make your way to the front door, and you see, as you walk, no one out front except for 2 what you would assume are orderlies in these sort of light blue scrub-like pieces of clothing, and both of them are standing there sort of like smoking cigarettes and like taking a break together and talking as you walk up. You do anything as you walk in? You walk past them.
Gentlemen nod and
They sort of
pass.
look over and you walk in. And there's these glass doors that sort of open in, and once you walk in, it's a grand foyer. There was probably a chandelier here at one point, and the back sort of rotates up into these staircase, I guess from your perspective, like staircases that go up into balconies. You can see many rooms. You can see off to the left and the right, there are wings, and there's signage in front of the hallways and up on top. It says Dr. Tenebrius's office at the top, with an arrow pointing to the left. To the left, it says therapy rooms, and to the right, it says patient quarters. And then, all the way through the back, there's another set of double doors underneath the, like, if you were to walk this way through the staircase. Underneath and past that, maybe 50 feet, there are open doors and definitely windows on the back. There's much natural light coming through, and you can see a big green pasture with people sitting in the grass or walking down paths. There's benches. There are orderlies walking amongst them. You assume these are patients. And then in the back is a small chapel, an Egalian chapel. Where would you like to go?
What is it? Dr. Tenebrius's office.
Okay. You start to walk up, and as you do, the right side goes bing, and you see double doors open, and then a gate. It's a lift, and you see a nurse pushing a cart. She has the little nurse hat with the sort of like a little cross thing on the front. Though this one has a little bit of, you can see that above it has like 2 circles, which probably indicate the 2 moons, as there's a white one and a dark one. The woman looks at you and goes, "Oh, hello."
Hello.
And she's sort of older, and she has this hair that sort of peeks out from underneath that, and she's looking at you. What can I do for you?
I was reading the newspaper, and I saw there was a surgeon vacancy.
Oh, you're here for the vacancy!
That is correct.
That's excellent. Yes, Dr. Tenebrius is this way. Let me take you. And she sort of pushes the cart up the side, and you hear the sort of rattle of like dishes and different bottles with pills in them and stuff as she pushes it up. And you can see there's beautiful windows that you walk along the whole time that can see out. And then when you get to the point where the windows stop, there are plaques on the wall. And it's of many different people that have, like in pictures of patients, and it seems that this place has been, you get the gist. Go and roll me a history check as you walk past to see what you glean.
We'll use one of these, why not? One? Okay, well, 20.
20, okay. You walk by, and yeah, this place opened up post-moon crash. This was someone, Mr. Shadebridge's wealthy manor, sort of. And it's Mr. Shadebridge is like a moniker. You're not sure what the traditional name was, but it seemed to be like a philanthropist, that this used to be like a public park or something. It had some sort of amenity to it. And moon sickness came in. Long-term exposure to the debris that was kicked up. You know people probably that have moon sickness. They have lung problems, but some of the worst cases have had psychoactive effects. At first, this was debated. This is a topic in medicine, so you'd know this. It was debated that, like, it was madness that was, because of the inhalation. And then there's some woo-woo people that sort of think, oh, it's the god trying to speak out from the dead to these people. There's people that think that these people were just like sort of shell-shocked. It's like PTSD, sort of. So there's many theories. And it seems that this place is dedicated to not just that, but this was one of their focuses when they started. And so they have many patients that still have this, but they deal in all sorts. And you make your way to this small sort of like, dark wood that like smoke glass, and it says Dr. Tenebrius.
I'll knock.
On the front, and she opens the door for you.
Oh, I forgot she was with me.
She opens the door for you, and she peeks in first, and she goes, "Sir, someone's here?" And he goes, and sort of grumbles. And as it opens, you walk into an office. And in the office, you have wood paneling on the sides that go up into like these beige sort of drywall, very high ceilings, like 15 feet. Big open window that sees out over the courtyard, can see everything. Corner. Large desk. Books all around in perfect order. You see the plaque of Dr. Tenebrius on the back that says that he is a psychologist with a specialization in moon sickness. And you look at him, and he has this beautiful sort of like green tweed, thick, nicely made, looks very comfortable vest, sort of a beige, loose top, and kind of a serious face, like a little long, and a little younger than you expected, in his 40s, starting to gray, has sort of this like big part at the top of the head, a big long broad nose, and hasn't shaven in a couple days, but doesn't look unkept. Just looks like you, a man who is focused on things. And as you walk in, he's got a lot of different books sort of out, and is currently looking at one, sort of holding a pipe and smoking, and looks, "Oh, I'm sorry." Sets it down, closes, and just puts the book over. "Yes, do come in. Do come in."
Hi, I'm Isaac Baines. Nice to meet you.
"Welcome, Isaac Baines. Welcome." He sits down. And there's a chair sort of next to the window where that has it's like a long chair, and then it has 2 chairs on the sides, and then a coffee table that has some stuff. And he says, "Oh, don't let me sit at the desk. Come, sit with me over here." And he sort of stands up, and you can see he has like a little pocket watch that he pulls out, and he looks at, and he snaps shut and puts it back. You see the little chain coming down. He walks over and sits across from you, and you can see that this is probably where he conducts patient interviews, whether they want to lay on there or sit across from him. He has a notebook to the left and pens and a quill. You can see that this is set up for his work, and his chair is more used than the others, as it has like a blanket over the back of it. And next to that is a coat rack that has a big sort of brown leather coat with a high collar, kind of like a professor trench coat that you'd wear. And looks over, says, "Please sit."
Oh, sit down.
So, what is your expertise here?
Surgery, actually. That's why I'm here.
Surgery. Excellent. We are in need of this. Yes. What brings you this way?
Well,
Just employment?
yeah, for the most part.
You don't look like a man in need of immediate employment.
Looks can be deceiving sometimes.
Sure. Oh. Do. What do you wish out of this arrangement if we were to pursue such a thing? We would have to see how you are with patients, of course, and we would have to
Assume you'd
some
like
discussions
to
about
see my
ethics and that.
work a bit as well too.
What's that?
Seem you'd like to see a little bit of work too, just to get a feel for it.
So, you want to take a tour? Or?
That would be great. Yes.
Please, let's walk. And he grabs his coat. He has sort of a high collar up, but he walks nonetheless. Shadebridge Sanitarium has been here for some time. It wasn't always that. We've been doing good work here lately. As he starts to walk down the stairs. Well, do you have any questions about this place as we walk? He starts to walk down and sort of look back at you.
Not yet. Once I see a bit more, I might think of something.
You step onto the floors and he guides you out back into the courtyard. And it opens up, and it's a cool day. It's not snowy yet, and everybody is in like different coats and slippers. This place is kept, if it is snowy at any point, they keep it quite shoveled. As you can see, like some of the bushes have like a little frost left on them and whatever. But you begin walking. Yes, so I guess the goal here is to make these people well. There are some that are beyond our saving, that we make comfortable, that have been here since before my time even. We do our best. We do important work. This is a beautiful estate, as you can see. We have much open. Are you? What kind of work are you interested in privately for yourself? Is there any needs that you have coming in?
I do a bit of research myself, so a place to work would be nice.
Anything in mind?
Quiet.
Quiet.
Hard to find here, but
What kind of research do you do?
little bit of well, I'm trying to fix my leg, really.
Ah, yes. Well, there are therapies for such things.
That's correct, but
Should you ever wish to have a session, the offer is always on the table. None of us in the medical profession could get through without talking to one another, even if we just talk shop.
fair enough.
And I must admit, it's difficult being on a science that many people don't understand.
Can't
It's
disagree
hard
there.
to find like-minded individuals.
Can be.
Well, privacy. We're not using this as he points, and you see the old chapel. Let me show you. So we walk to the back and up a short set of stairs, and the chapel doors. It's an Egalian chapel. It has a crescent moon sort of on the top with another smaller moon down it. That normally, in working times, this would be on a sort of, it looks like a clockwork thing that would make them sort of like rotate a little bit, but no one's been winding that. And there is the Egalian expectation is usually quite simple. It is not an as ostentatious religion as it became in some places, especially in the rings, where they have the massive dome, the Egalian Rise, or the Blue Chalice, or the mountain, the Egalian Rise. But it's opened, and you get that dusty sort of like of air that has been kicked up, and you see pews pushed to the sides. You see an altar where someone would stand, like you see rooms in the back where clergy would there's probably quarters in the back, and it's a very simple space. It says, well, we don't have an official surgery theater, but should you need space for more sensitive endeavors, I'm sure we could set up here.
Appreciate it. I can make it work.
Excellent. Now, what kind of hours are you trying to keep here? Honestly, any time would be quite helpful. We don't really have many options.
Understandable. I will need to step away from time to time. I do have another business and then do a little bit of adventuring, but...
Yes, well, what we've been doing in the meantime is we've been working closely with the Church of the Shattered God, trying to see if they have any healing available, but we've been paying out of pocket for that, which is, of course... The difficulty is, if you're moon crazed and you use, well, moon chips to heal, it only worsens it. So it's a last resort, but it is effective. We've been trying to learn myself, and some of the nurses have been learning a little bit more, but well, Dr. Petrus died recently of old age and lived through the age of 92 years old.
It's not bad.
Well, he died recently. It was sad to see him go, but I think he would make an excellent addition. Well, where did you train?
Trained in the Vales, actually.
Is that where that accent is from? So did I.
Really?
Yes.
Who was your teacher?
Oh, well. You may not know this teacher. Down in Marthamon, capital?
Do I know?
That is the capital. You
Okay.
You didn't train in the capital.
Yeah.
Well, under the one of the Inquisitors themselves, which is the way the Havian Vales is run is you have essentially a council that oversees like agriculture, that oversees like this or that, and then they have a head of that council, and that's how they decide to govern. And so the council collectively decides. And actually, one of those council people you knew. It was Kane who sat on the council of economics and industry.
Not that guy.
So, yeah, when he says that, you bristle a bit, but well, I don't think there's much I need to ask of you. It's just quite the gift you're bringing us. Now, as for payment,
Mhm.
I do not make as much money as we did before, but
Not a problem.
it wouldn't be the rates you would get in the Rock or the Vales, but it could be a decent enough rate to at least break even for any of supplies that you have here. We'll keep it loose.
It's fine with me. I do have one more request.
Yes.
From time to time, I do need some exotic ingredients, to say the least. And sometimes I just might need some selections every now and then.
He looks at you. Now, when you say exotic, and we'll move on.
Oh.
Isabella, the work on this place is coming along quite well, and you are waiting on a package, a large package, a sign. And one day, you hear a knock at the door.
I walk over and
Yes, in a way that when you hear it, you're quicker than normal.
yeah.
There's an anxiousness, and you open the door immediately.
Yeah.
You open the door of 8-4 Bay Ridge, and standing there is not a person holding a large package, but instead an elvish woman standing there. She has short, curly hair, and she looks a little confused. She goes, sort of startled that you open the door, and she goes,
Good evening.
she looks outside.
Good day.
It's noon.
Oh.
She looks outside,
time
and
it
she
is?
couldn't. She like feels a little gaslit for a second. Wait, no. Okay. Hello.
Hi.
I meant to deliver this letter to you.
Oh, all right.
Isabella Baines?
Yes.
Is this you?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, and also this. And she grabs a bag, and you hear it like rattle, like it has a bunch of like old sticks in it. And it's just like a burlap sack that she had on her back, and she. And this too. And she sort of stands there. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else you need of me?
No. And I'll close the door.
Good day.
Quits her
Okay.
job.
And
Platinum.
I
Quits
give her
her
a
job
platinum.
immediately. Again, another one.
and you open your letter. And you also have a bag of other stuff too.
Hi, Isabella. Sorry it took me so long to write. I got in a little trouble when I got back, so I waited until they were less nosy and sent you this secret message. Megara? Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
The one who brought this to you is sworn to my allegiance until her very last breath, so she can't tell nobody about this. Isn't that cool? I feel like a spy, kinda. Anyways, life has been boring. And then she put a tongue sticking out face. Magi Hayden has been extra strict lately. He's been so strict, but like this, it's even more. Ugh. I can't complain too much. I know I have it good. It just sometimes feels like I'd rather be out there than locked up in this dumb palace. I feel like my life would be so much more than this. It's like they're scared that I'll tip over and shatter into a million pieces if I even step a foot outside these walls. There I go again, complaining even after I said I wouldn't. Who cares about me, though? What have you been doing? What adventures have you been on? Oh, and I wear your dress all the time. Merrick, one of the girls in my boring Blade Song history class. Oh, they have Blade Song history. Said it was cool. You should be a dressmaker. Well, while you're not doing amazing stuff. I'm late for Mr. Bradley's class. I'm excited to get your letter. Your bestie, Rini. There's a cat face. The kitty, :3. P.S. Honeycat says, meowlo to Mr. Buttons with a happy face.
Good teenage girl letter.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh shit, how do I get in touch to write back, I guess? Open the door after reading that.
She's walked down the street a bit.
Excuse me.
It's raining.
Is there a way I could get in touch with you to send a letter back?
I can stay.
Alright, why don't you come in and have some tea?
Oh no.
You'll stay outside? In the rain?
Oh no. She gave me a room. I'll check back tomorrow.
Oh, alright.
And every day until you write your letter. And she walks away. And until you write your letter, you're in a rush.
What is the bag?
The bag. You open the bag, and inside
Why are you so cold?
are white sticks. And you pull one out. It's bones. And you take the time to take the bones out and look at them. And as you arrange them, you gasp with joy as they are honeycat bones for Mr. Buttons.
So he could look like a honey cat?
So he can have honeycat wings. He has a flying speed of 15 feet if you want it. So he's slow and like... But he has a...
I love this!
It's her gift to you.
I'm going to write her a letter immediately. I'll write that and send it to you privately after. But...
Yeah, we can do it there. Hi, dog. Okay, come on. Some dad love. A little bit.
Yeah, I'm absolutely giving those to Mr. Buttons so he can try flying around.
He will, and he goes... And
Is
it's
a
just...
flying
It's,
goo cat worse than a normal goo cat?
it's a flying goo...
I don't
flying
hate the
goo
cat.
Like when spiders learn to fly? Is it
Don't
Can I
manifest.
Can I also...
Yes? Maybe.
I want to make him split into 3.
We'll explain to everyone what you do one time. Go ahead. How does it work for you in your head?
I don't know. I think...
No.
He fell out of it.
I'll hold them.
Then they'll
On the
see my
sides.
basement. Ew, bro.
Bro.
That's just Mr.
wrong with
Buttons spitting out one of the extra bones.
I hold him up.
So Mr. Buttons looks at you and goes,
I'm going
and
to
all of his eyes start to like.
fortify him with more goo.
You give him extra goo and he starts getting big and like.
And then...
He gets chubby.
give it a little
He gets more hit points, but you get less.
Oh.
You give him in just for a second. If you ever want to make him huge and give him more hit points, you can swap some Mistress hit points in. I'll say.
Ooh. Okay.
I'll say you can use your hit dice for it or something, so you don't have to like take it out of your hit points. But if you ever want to make him beefy,
And then I'm
by giving
going
him goo.
to try to pull him apart.
you go, and multiple Mr. Buttons start to plop onto the ground with whatever there can be. I don't know how you want to do this. There can be Mr. Buttons Prime and like other Mr. Buttonses.
There's Mr.
They can
Buttons
all
Prime.
be the same Mr. Buttons, but with the same amount of they
All
they,
have different
they
eye colors.
the eyes split.
Yeah, he has less-
here's
he
the
has
next
less eyes as he
split
splits.
equally. You can see how I got to split.
New
They
word. Hey,
splequally split. So yeah, if he has 8 eyes, now he has 4. And
Yeah, I think he would
But he has, like,
distribute his
tons.
eyes.
Yeah, so his
across.
eyes are distributed.
Yeah,
And how many can you make?
I think 3.
So you have 3 Mr. Buttonses at your disposal. One of which has wings because you only have 2 honeycat wings.
So it'll only work for him.
If you want him to be
So,
prime,
Okay.
Mr. Buttons,
Prime
Mr.
has
Buttons
wings.
prime.
Yeah.
He doesn't always have to have him out though. It's goo, so he could just put him away.
I'll have the other 2 Mr. Buttonses go out and patrol around our area.
Okay.
And the prime Mr. Buttons can hang out with me and I'll feed him rats.
Okay, and so for an hour you can maintain that before the goo has to make its way back to you. And that's what happens. So that's one of your moments. I guess next is you. One day, while you're out running errands, grabbing lunch, whatever it is, you decide to grab a newspaper.
Uh-oh, newspaper time.
That you read aloud.
Read it.
Rat gang boss gets life in Falorna's stand maximum security.
Oh yeah.
The gang boss, known only as Vrak, sat quietly in court today as he was sentenced to a lifetime's imprisonment by Governor Gizana in a shocking move, sending a clear message to the city's criminals. The massive creature appears also to be the focus of a separate investigation of missing children some months ago. According to sources, the governor's office is finalizing their case, and in a surprise move, seems to be indicating that he'll be seeking immolation, a sentence normally given to terrorists. When asked about this, Gizana was unwilling to offer comment. Parents of the slain children are said to be involved in the proceedings, ensuring that the future trial will have its share of dramatics. No official timetable for this was given, but all signs suggest that this matter will be solved prior to year-end in lockstep with the prospective recoronation of the Asari governors throughout the empire.
So every year, the governor essentially goes, "You're still governor. You're still governor," and it's it's not voting, but it's. Although the emperor has listened before to petitions, so
sometimes they're like, this person is no longer governor because the
right,
people of the city
which is
hate
why
him.
you think Giozan is cracking down. He's trying to make a statement. And there are also ads on the bottom of the page.
There's an ad for a fortune teller in Hobtown. There's a recruitment ad for the military.
Oh boy.
And then there's an empty ad space for 50 gold points.
Are you not gonna read the military recruitment?
And particularly want to spread fascist propaganda.
Hazelkeep needs you. Serve the Empire, defend our border, enrich your future. Fortune teller, palm reading, crystal ball gazing, tarot reading. Sees all, knows all.
It also says her name on there.
Oh, Madame Ochev?
Yep. Madame. Madame Ochaev.
Ah.
And, of course, you could show. There's a, your ad could be here for only 50 gold.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's like every time we go to Tony's and we get those fucking
Yeah,
papers.
that's just kind of what I was mentioning. But yeah,
Speaking of which, now I really
I did a good
Tony's.
job on this one. Good job, me. Anyway.
Yeah, you're good at this.
Thanks to that when you're done.
Yeah.
Hey, can we all tell? I need everyone in chat to tell Jake that he's good at stuff. He doesn't get. I don't feel like you get affirmed enough.
His ego is.
Subscribe immediately.
Fucking roof.
Subscribe immediately. Like, what are you doing? Appreciate you if you have subscribed.
Like, this
Creepy
is
Doll
cool.
on the Wall often does every stream, if I recall correctly.
What?
I think it's Creepy Doll on the Wall.
What? Is it a person?
Yeah, there's a person
Oh,
named Creepy
yeah.
Doll on the Wall, which is I love it because
Yeah.
hey, how thematic.
But thank you if you have subscribed. I don't look at that stuff during the game, but I appreciate you, which is why we make no money doing it. But it's fine.
I subscribed.
Missing kids though.
57 months, motherfucker.
You get one DM inspo. Seriously.
Ah!
Alex already subscribed yesterday. Too late.
It's not worth breaking
I
the
love
streak.
Keep one. 57 months. at this
57
point.
months. Let's go. Randy's also subscribed.
I'm somewhere in the 40s, I think.
Yeah.
The tone of voice you used on that is hilarious too.
The
It
tone-
went from the kids are missing to the slain children.
Oh.
Like,
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is that ad space there directed for a reason?
If you guys would like to use the ad space
Yes.
to get,
are we gonna put our
That's why I
business
thought
in
it
the
was
paper?
there.
Yeah, that was
the
the whole-
second I saw
Yeah.
that there,
Yeah.
I was like,
I mean, it's not for the other citizens of
Yeah.
Called Divine Providence.
I guess
of
so, we might as
Ebon,
well.
Ebon Falls
Yeah, it's
that
almost-
that
it's
The
almost
I'm-
hypothetical imaginary
right.
city.
You are the players. You're the main characters.
Wait
in
a
this
minute,
story.
are you telling me these newspapers have things in them for us to use?
Yeah. Also,
Holy shit.
also imagine that they're much bigger than just this single page, and that these are just the things that you notice.
That's the front page.
Yeah.
It's like it's in a movie when you turn on the TV and the news story is exactly what you needed to hear
Yeah.
for the story to
Yeah.
keep moving.
Or it's subtext.
creepy
Yeah.
doll on the wall right on cue.
Hey, beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate it. It affects nothing in this game, but I appreciate you. Actually, it affects this
Is there
continuing
now
to be
a
able to
creepy
happen.
doll in the wall of the warehouse?
There is a creepy doll on the wall in the warehouse.
Not
Okay.
on the walls.
Well, you're a person.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
in
but
your
there's
home.
you don't know. You haven't knocked down every wall in here. There might be a creepy doll on the wall.
Does the Asari Sun have a comics page? Like, do they have Garfield? Like a Garfield analog?
A much more talented DM would say yes.
Literally just print Garfield on everyone.
Just like the our amnesia, where they pretend they didn't see that Garfield strip every day.
What?
You haven't seen this Reddit?
No.
I think it's our amnesia. It's
Yeah.
it's a Reddit that every day they post this Garfield thing and they all pretend that they haven't seen this
What
before
Garfield
and laugh
strip
at
is
it.
it?
I don't know.
I need to know now.
Anyway,
You know
like,
what?
that's the one that's in there.
Weird anecdote. As a kid, I took out of the library every single Garfield comics compendium. So I've probably read almost every single Garfield comic in existence. And I don't know anything about Garfield.
I know
you know that-
lasagna.
He likes lasagna.
Did
He
you-
hates Mondays.
Did you know that John killed his roommate, probably?
Cool. John Arbuckle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like a creep.
What a guy.
Yep.
Okay, so I don't
want
think
the
any
guy-
of you
the
killed
guy who-
your roommates.
The guy who did Calvin and Hobbes should beat up the guy that did Garfield.
Why?
When they
Wow.
could team
Calvin
up on
and
Scott
Hobbes
Adams.
We're doing
Based
Garfield
What?
bits
I
now.
thought the Calvin and Hobbes guy was crazier.
No,
Am I
that's-
No,
thinking
that's
of
That's
Dilbert.
Dilbert.
Oh,
Dilbert.
Dilbert's the
Which
chubby
Everyone
guy.
Tracks
should
if
team
you've
up.
read
on
Wait, why do
Dilbert.
we have the Dilbert guy and the guy who did Calvin and Hobbes fight?
Yeah.
I guess that's fine. Calvin and Hobbes guy is based. He refuses to merchandise the characters.
That's base as fuck, actually.
Then why
And he
are there
hate-
so many stickers of
He
him
hates
peeing
those
on
are
Peeing on
they're
things.
bootleg. They're bootleg, and he hates them.
I love that Hannah knows this. Makes me happy.
What, you don't know your newspaper comic strip author lore?
I don't even know
So-
the guy's name.
God, am I the only one who reads?
As you
Yes.
grab that newspaper, what do you want to do?
Are there other papers, publications around?
No,
Just that one.
I don't have time, Randy.
No.
What are you looking for?
Just like if there are like serialized publishing for.
Oh, there are
Novels,
publishers.
short stories,
Absolutely.
okay.
In fact, I'll say, you know that the Page Sage dabbles
Okay.
in publishing. That's kind of what her dad does outside of the bookstore. That's why she works at
Okay. Gotcha.
Angelson. Do you want to go talk to Angelson?
Not yet. But when I'm done, perhaps.
Sure. Also, do you have a title for this?
I do.
Okay. Okay. So, I see two things on my list. One I wrote and one you wrote. You can try to go do that publishing thing, or you can.
I like the mystery one.
The psychic reading ad piques your interest,
Yeah, it does.
and you make your way over to Hobton, which is Chipside, it's think of it like Japantown or Chinatown. It is a cultural corridor within a borough of the Chips that hobfolk live in. Though not everyone here is hobfolk. You can live in Japantown if you want. Yeah. And as you make your way forward, it is upon a sign that you read. Oh, not suspense. Too much, too much, too much. Social intrigue. That's what we wanted. Boop! Better. You make your way down to Hobton. And among the brownstone storefronts that are stacked next to each other, it's a very compressed space. You pass by hobfolk and other people that are visiting or that live here and are think of it like Brooklyn. Lots of people are on the streets or Harlem back in like the 70s, 60s. There's probably not 60s. There was more police interactions in the 60s in Harlem than there were in the 70s, and that's a good thing because it ended for a second. There are not currently Silvers hosing people. If there were, I'd let you start rolling initiative. Let's kill some fucking pigs. Anyway, there are simply businesses. People are in the streets. It's kind of a dreary day, but you see just in the sign of the window it's sort of like a stencil with a backing of light, so it's got like flame light behind it, like from a lamp or something, that gives it this sort of like it's a bright signage that says psychic on it, and out front is one of those little like signs that you put on a sidewalk that sort of goes like this out like an easel, and you set down so people can read stuff on it, and it says like palm readings, tarot, etc. That's on the thing. And it says Madam Ochayev, and the door is open, and you can smell I almost brought down the incense that I have, but I didn't want to assault Sarah's senses with them. It smells like incense, and the glass door is open and propped open with like a stone that looks to be what is it called, geodes. It's cracked in half, and inside are like the diamonds, and it's a big heavy geode capped open. You smell the incense, you walk in.
It's fucking...
Oh yeah. And
is there a bead curtain, tapestry?
you walk through a bead curtain that's behind the glass door, and inside is a quiet, smoky place. Tapestries on the walls of like mandala rugs. You see thick layered fabrics on the tables, and then sitting there on a plinth in the center, on something like this, is a black crystal orb that isn't a paragon. As you can see very quickly, it's bigger, and it sort of has like a urethane bowling ball, like sparklies on the inside thing, but the sparklies move slightly on the inside. I'd say it looks more like a palantir to your head than it does look like that to your head, to Randy's. This is actually what came with your black paragon.
I was assuming that's what it was.
But you can have it if you want to keep it sitting somewhere, or... Yeah, sure.
Magic orb.
Magic orb stand.
You can't give Hannah more stuff. She'll always say yes to more little kitschy stuff.
You're right.
To put her at.
If only she could say no to dice.
I have a perfectly reasonable amount of dice.
I think it's the disarray of it that is
triggers
concerning
me every time.
Yeah.
I thrive in chaos.
Look at mine. Mine are sorted.
She
by
just covers
size.
herself, like her area, in like little knickknacks.
I just
but I
like
When you get older, you're gonna
It's
be
like
that
a
lady.
cat.
We
Are
could
you gonna
get
start
you. We could
collecting
get you
like
like
roosters,
a.
like porcelain roosters?
No,
or something?
I
It'll be
collect-
Marvel things.
I collect something much more useless. I collect Blu-rays. It's fine.
Oh yeah.
I
By the
have
way,
over 1,100 Blu-rays.
over the winter, we should discuss.
Didn't you just break 1,000 like 2 weeks ago?
Don't. It was months ago.
For Friendsmas, I'm thinking we could just get stuff for the set, for like a coat hanger, like a thing
Ooh,
to keep
yeah.
extra stuff, like
Yeah.
a book holder, like stuff for this. Anyway, You make your way into Madame Ochayev's psychic readings. And sitting there is a kind of a small, pale-skinned woman. It reminds you a little bit of Isabella as you walk in. Very pale, thick, deep eyeshadow around, a dark blue robe with this gold-like trim on it, many layers of necklaces and beads. You hear the bangles on the side. Very svelte and much younger than you expected. Or not. As you look, your brain pegs somewhere between early 20s to mid 30s. You can't quite pin down. And as she sits there on a nice cushioned seat, she looks and goes, "Oh, hello. Good
Hello.
evening. Welcome. Please sit." Sit. As she leans forward.
Take a seat in front of her.
And as you do take a seat in front of her, she almost like it was a discourtesy to the orb. She takes a small silken like sheet and covers it.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. What can I do for you?
Well, I saw your ad in the paper, and it
Yeah.
piqued my interest. I figured I would, I don't know, see what you could do.
Fascinating. What do you wish? We do readings. We do palm. And she sort of grabs your hand and traces her finger along the inside of your palm. She lets it go.
Sure.
She has cards as she sort of... She shows you that she has a tarot deck, and then she motions to the orb.
Perhaps start with the crystal ball.
Oh. I see you are not a common user.
No, I must admit I'm not.
I assure you, only one choice is plenty.
Sure.
Well, we can portent your future. We can try to more discern your path. Or we can reach into the unknown about you.
I like the sound of that last one.
The unknown.
Dude, scar her mind.
She's fucked.
She sort of takes the shawl around her side and wraps herself up a little tighter with it. She sits forward, and you hear the door shut. She reaches over and plucks the silk off the orb. Tosses it. And she starts waving her hands over top of it. Slowly, as if plucking and discarding information. And then caressing parts of it that it seems almost like there is a surface that she's touching, but her movements are so consistent and round, but never touching the thing. It's like a field around it. You're not sure if that's actually accurate or not. She says, "What do you wish to know that you do not?" And then she says, "You get what you pay for." And she slides over essentially a bowl like this. And she says, "Make your offering." and ask your question.
I would like to know the name of the voice that I hear in my head.
You hear a voice. A voice that you do not wish to hear.
Not like it currently is, at least.
Put your hands down on the table like this, and she shows you to spread your fingers. And she runs a finger down your pinky, your ring, middle, pointer, thumb, and then on the other side in reverse order. And you can see or feel a tingle. You don't know if that's caused or psychosomatic, but you're into this. It starts happening. Look into the orb. Gaze deeply. Let the voice speak. You find yourself say its name. Speak it. Speak it into this realm. Let it through the door. Let it through. Speak it, and you shall hear. Yes. Speak. And she lifts her head up, and you can swear her eyes go black, and the shadows get darker.
Vashtu.
Hushed. And you start hearing it all around, encompassing. And then at the back of the room, near the door, you hear and you hear the of the claws of the creature that stalks you always, walking behind you. And you feel the need to turn, and she grabs your face. No, look inward. Do not look back, Soren Lazarev. Do not look back. Do you maintain your gaze?
Yep.
Good. Good, yes. Did you hear it skitter up behind you? Speak. Speak into this world. Break through the veil, no longer in whispers, but loudly opened. And you hear that. Soren. Did you know how to speak Abyssal?
No.
You do now.
What?
No, I'm sorry. Yes, Abyssal.
Okay.
But not Demon. Do you know how to speak Infernal?
I know Common, Elvish, and Deep Speech.
You do now.
Oh.
And Deep Speech. Mixed. But you hear it. And you hear it clack. Yes. It is here with us now. She looks around, but she can't see what's behind you. entity beyond. She looks into the orb with you. Do you see it? And inside,
She arrives.
all you see at first is a core of darkness. Past the glittery, star-like, past the sheen on the front and the light that dances off the edge, through it and to its center. And there, in that void, you see something move at the center. Roll a perception check.
I'm going to use my talisman. Just
Okay.
21.
And there you see, in the center, and what you thought was empty space, your perception is consumed by this. The walls are gone, the room is gone, you are gone. And you stand before writhing. Endless writhing, like a billion black worms, packed into a ball that if you were far enough away from you couldn't see it move. But on it, scars. Scars of gold. Not scars. Trammels. Golden. Twisted. And constantly pressing into the form. Around the area you can see the writhing most vicious, trying to push and push. And you see one of them as you walk around and it rotates in this empty space and you, I say walk, but move, shift. One of them is broken. And the worms, try as they might, can't push the last sliver out, this last thing in the palm. And then you hear the voice. And then melts away. And you're in the room. And you smell the incense. And Madame Ochaev stands there. Backed away from the orb. Voice, you say?
Yeah. Thank you.
That's enough for today.
That's the first client of the day.
Yeah.
She grabs your arm and holds it tightly, both hands, and she says, "Do this again with me."
I believe I will, yes.
She lets go, realizing that she held too tightly as you see the little marks on your arm sort of fade. Flip the sign on your way out.
Sure.
As you walk and you see the open sign flipped. And as you flip the sign, the torches go out that's behind the sign that say psychic. And you exit the door.
I'm gonna find the closest quiet place to vomit,
Okay, you do.
and then probably go back to the nagging clam and drink for ever.
I think that's fair.
Ink. You've been invited to the block party in Hobton by Olana. You have gotten dressed in your party clothes, whatever that may be, something casual and easy. It's not. Olana goes in her crop top, very whooshy pants, bright silvery shoes that sort of like boots that come up to the calf. Very big statement, and just gold along her arms, showing out today. As you make your way, let's get a little do they have a no, they don't. Okay, let's do this.
I think it has apple. I think it's moving away. But I
What a boy.
Disgusting.
You enter Hobton and you hear music. And people are laughing and drinking. You hear the clinking of glasses. Many Hobfolk are here. Not all, though. People are invited from around. This is a neighborhood-wide party. You smell the smells. And for the first time in a social setting, you see Leo cooking for people in front of a grill. Better stuff than he cooks at the deli usually, but still
So probably
doing
not
this.
horse.
Yeah, horse barbecue, horse ribs, and you're walking through the streets toward the place where you don't hang out with everybody. You hang out with the people you know. And she's like, "Oh, I have an apartment not too far from here. They have some people. You're going to meet them, but very excited you came. Steal you away from your professional friends and." Have a night
I've
out
been
then.
working a lot lately, I guess.
Yes. Well, I gotta say, we're proud of you, though.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It feels like I honestly kind of got lucky. It wouldn't be here if they hadn't picked my cab.
What it takes sometimes.
I guess so.
And she goes like, I wouldn't be here or here without a little bit of my skills either or luck. So word of mouth happens. And she continues to walk with you. And you get to, again, one of these brownstones. You pass a weird psychic shop on the way. You get to one of these brownstones, and there's people on the stoop. You see 4 of them. You see, the first person you notice is a very large, kind of hunky hob man. Big, broad chest, close to 6.5 feet tall, a little older, maybe mid-30s, maybe 40. You can't quite tell. Some graying in the chops that come down, no mustache. And is just sort of laughing with people having a drink. The other 3 you're introduced to are Bina, Elmore, and Gigi, which are all people she works with. Bina and Gigi are ladies. Elmore is a masked person. They are all well, Bina and Elmore are half elvish. Gigi is a tabaxi, which is not a normal name for a tabaxi. They greet you And then in the middle, the big hunky one, she goes, and this is Bargriff. And he goes, oh, hello. Please, come up, ladies. And he literally offers his hand to both of you to come up the stoop a little bit and sit next to him. And he motions over to Gigi. Hey, can you grab me a couple more of those? And you're given very cold, just like beers. And Olana goes, oh yes, this is Ink, who I was telling you all about. And they go, oh yeah, we've heard a lot about you. And there's this whole like friend thing. You mingle for a minute. Everybody introduces, and you say your name to everybody, and there's that thing. And then Bargriff goes, so Olana tells us that you have some work you do, huh? Into some pretty exciting stuff, so we're told, huh?
Sometimes it depends on who's paying for the job, I guess. But yes, as of late, we've been quite busy.
What do you mean by it depends on who's paying for the job, huh? And he takes a sip, and they all sort of like lean in and get a little interested at the new person's story.
I'm afraid that's confidential between me and the clients.
Oh, we do have a business lady on our hands. You're right, Alana. I told you she was big time. I told you, got a whole space over there. They're opening a business. Yeah. What did you guys call it, by the way? And then before you can answer, you're interrupted. And so you, what kind of thing? You can't tell me who your clients are, but what kind of things you've been doing? I only ask because I've been on a couple delves, as you can see. Built for it a little bit.
Well, we have done some delves ourselves that have gone pretty well. We procure certain items for people if they are in need. We're planning on doing all sorts of different jobs for people. I don't know. I guess we facilitate things. Very general. You need something done, we do it.
Me?
Anyone.
Oh. I was just interested. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah. Well, how long have you guys known each other? And then you start talking a little bit about your relationship, and there's time, and there's mingling. And then there's a moment where all the beers are sort of drank, and Olana goes, well, why don't we go up and have some more party favors? She sort of jingles her purse. And he goes, hell yes, let's go. You come in? And Bina and Elmore both say, oh no, we're gonna go do stuff. But Gigi's like, yeah, I'll come. And so, do you head up? Yeah. The four of you head up to this apartment. It's not far. It's just up the stairs to the left. And it's this little apartment, and this is apparently Gigi's place. So she grabs the keys and opens the door, opens it up. It's a nice little sort of single bedroom place. And it smells like my house when you walk in. So weed and halfling root and probably whatever's been cooking. And you all sit down at different couches and hang out for a minute as Olana pulls out a variety of options. She has moon dust, she has halfling root, she has some powders. And some other stuff if you'd like to partake with any of it. She also has this strange-looking mushroom that she says no one should take because it makes you. She describes it, and I have this for a special occasion in case I'm ever really bored. Apparently, this is a red cap. So,
what is it supposed to do?
Oh boy.
let's just say you will not be lonely anymore if you take this.
Fuck off.
Down.
I hate you.
She's taking it in another campaign.
We took it in another campaign.
Yeah.
Good times.
That was the worst trip of my life.
That was a fucking crazy one.
What the fuck was that, dude?
Yeah. I mean, if ever you want to take it. I mean, you can just.
I mean,
I'll sell it
most
to you.
people take that recreational.
Maybe at some point. I think I'm okay with
Like,
just the
why?
halfling route for right now.
Okay.
It's just a novel
And
experience.
so she rolls up some
We all
halfling
got
root.
chased by the
And
man.
you guys start passing it around. And is there anything you want to bring up or anything?
I did want to ask them if anyone here knew of these people.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
describe them.
Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So, I was looking for some people my sister used to work with. I didn't know at the time, but since she passed, I've been looking for them. I was wondering if any of you have perhaps seen them. One was a larger lion guy. He had sort of a white face, an orange, and it looks like he has sort of a mustache pattern in his fur. And the other was a brunette woman, kind of piratey head wrap. She had a white streak in her hair, tall, wears cuffed boots. They'd probably be hanging around each other.
Takes a hit, sort of passes it over.
Gotta jumpstart the think tank.
You know, that might sound like someone I might know, actually. Is that like a lion?
Yes.
I knew a guy called the River once. Rumbling River? I think was his name.
Do you know around where he hangs out? Where he...
Oh, not here anymore. I feel like I remember he did a job and he maybe got some heat on it or something and skipped down.
Did he ever say where he was going to, or had he mentioned where he might go to if anything ever got a little too rough here in town for him?
Well, you're really looking for this guy, huh? I mean, I don't remember, but I know some people that were around with me back in the day. They might, and some guys that worked with. Maybe some people. Gigi, you don't know anything, right? I'm not sure. I know a lion. I've seen many humans, but a lot of them look the same to me, so I can't really help you. Yeah, I can't help you with that either, but yeah, Rumbling River, I think, kind of an asshole. Could be your guy. I'll do some digging, and well, I mean, this has been fun. We could hang out again soon. Get a place we could party at sometime. We could,
Right now we're at 84 Bay Ridge. I have a room there.
Sure.
I'm sure we could hang out.
yeah. We'll see what happens. Yeah, let me ask some of my guys.
This would be great.
Okay, well, that's enough halfling root for me tonight. I am not going to be very helpful for much longer. I think I'm going to call it a night. You have a wonderful night, ladies. Please don't wait up for me. And Alana sort of goes over to him and helps him up off the chair, and helps him over to the door. As you're past the joint, sort of sit there and toke, and you can see Alana sort of talks to him for a second, quietly, and then he leaves. And then she closes the door, comes back over and smiles and grabs the joint from you. And told you my friends were pretty fun.
Yes, this has been a good night. I forgot that this is just like hanging out, especially now that I'm not worried about food tomorrow. It's nice.
It helps. Yeah, things have been going pretty good. I've been having some good clients too. Got some more money in the pocket. She hands it back to you. And you can see Gigi is sort of laying there and like, sort of in between passing out. And Alana sort of looks at you and goes, "Oh, I know I've been asking you for work from time to time, seeing if there's anything, but I don't want to get in the middle of your thing, so. But if I had information, maybe you and your friends would be interested in doing a thing and cut me in and trade me for the information. You do some things.
That sounds good. I always like to go into business with friends.
Okay, well, I'm working on something. I'll get you the details soon, but you'll be my first call. You don't have to say yes, by the way. But let me see how this weekend goes, and I'll let you know.
Sounds good.
I'm sorry.
Gigi,
Mr. Button.
your cat is hungry. I don't know why she keeps one. It seems like a tabaxi keeping a cat. Anyway. You guys spend the rest of the night talking. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Just both of them get really high.
Yeah? You get high with Alana? And we finish tonight with Isabella. As you, just this morning, have received your package, and you have just now hooked it up as you stand back. You look, and it's perfect. It's exactly as you wished it would be. You open the door to the warehouse, flipping the little sign out front that says open for business in whatever way that you see fit.
Mm-hmm.
And you sit down at your secretary desk and you wait. You have this, if you want, like a bell or something out front that people can ring.
Yeah.
And have you?
I think it would be a bell when they open the door,
Do you
too.
think you have spent the 50 gold to put an ad in that paper?
Fuck yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so however you guys want to do that, pay for the ad.
It would be the same font as the signage and everything. So.
Yeah,
Comic Sans.
Comic Sans.
Motherfucker.
And you sit there for 3 days straight, excitedly waiting, hoping someone
Got all my
comes to
new
that door.
notebooks and ledgers laid out.
New notebooks, new ledgers.
Everything's perfectly placed.
Are you taking long rests at the desk too?
I don't really have to do anything.
Yeah.
So yes.
I'm just petting Mr. Buttons.
And so, time goes by, and then the day that you wake up and see the first light flurry hit the ground. Small snowflakes, a chill in the air that makes you notice only because some of your joints creak a little bit in the morning as they've been stiff through the night of sitting and waiting and working on other things and just being cold and not realizing, because you don't really need it, to turn the heat on to keep a fire going through the evening. In the early morning, before everybody else awakes, you've just flipped the sign and turned the lamp on overhead the sign so that people can read it in the morning and in the fog. And you can hear the bustle of the town, the faraway smokestacks where you've been getting the occasional midnight snack for Mistress. You hear the bustling of the train that you came in on and traveled here with. And within an hour, ding, 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 outside on the bell. And then someone waits and the door sort of opens. And you see an old human man. He has an old sort of brown coat on, some pleated pants, some traveling shoes that have like sort of a mid-size, like mid-ankle on them in case he steps in things. And he comes with an umbrella and a briefcase and a small hat and a small little gray mustache, sort of a weak chin, but you can see the marks of like a man that was once of high society. The jewelry of moon carvings around, you see his lobes have been carved and stay there. You see his bottom lip into his chin is carved into like almost like a goatee of sorts that matches his mustache's color, which is still that gray porcelain color, but this is his hair. And he looks at you and he goes, yes. Is this Anomaly Investigations?
Anomalous investigations.
Anomalous Investigations. Yeah. Good. Yeah. And he sort of points to the chair in front of your desk.
Have a seat. Would you like some tea?
Yes, that would be delightful. As he looks, and then there's you've put the coat hanger there for anyone who brings coats. There's a place for anyone's things, and he sits down on the plush chair to make anyone who sits across from you nice and comfortable. There's also extra seating in case a group comes in. You have made this place quite nice to walk into. He steps upon the rug, sits down. You hand him some tea. And oh, thank you. And you offer him tea or with sugar or anything, and he takes some lemon. He squirts it around the side, and he sips it, which is a classic Halvian way to have tea, just with a spritz of lemon on the side and the rim. It takes a sip. Well, good. I have a... He sets it down. A peculiar request.
Go on.
According to your ad, you deal in all sorts of things, mysteries, and I have an issue that I cannot solve with my local enforcement, nor can I find anyone here that will take the job. You see, it's my daughter. She is missing. Her husband won't return any of my letters anymore. Told me not to contact them. When I tried to visit in person, I was turned away. I just want to know the state of my Eleanor, nothing more. I just want to know if she's all right. I'm willing to pay for your passage, and while I don't come from money, I do have something old from before the moon fell from the sky. I have a ring. I shouldn't tell you what it does, but I can tell you this. This simple task is very much worth the price of the heirloom would fetch. And also that it is all I can offer. We were once a wealthy family, you see. And when she married an even wealthier man, we thought, our fortunes. The times in the Vales sometimes can be hard. Fortunes lost. Anyway, is this something you do? I only want to have a report on what is done.
Absolutely. We could look into this for you.
Well, it would require going to the north of Larocque.
I know the area well.
Oh, good. So you will do it?
Might I see the ring?
with me, I dare not travel. But you can travel with me upon the Zeppelin back to La Roque, and from there, I can let you see it, let you view it, and then you can decide if you'd like to, and if not, I'll buy two-way tickets, just so that you can leave at your own volition. But I assure you, this should well cover the cost. Well worth the price. I just need to know if she's okay.
Well, how about we get started and we take down your information, and then I can meet with my compatriots.
All right. Well, you don't have any other clients in the way, do you? You can get to this right away?
No, but I would like to put it in the books. What's your name?
Crabblebottom. And that's where we'll stop. At the beginning, you will all gather to listen to this man's tale and to gain new information, and possibly, if you choose to take this, traveling back to La Roque, the hometown of the twins.
The ledger's been marked.
And this marks the first client for Anomalous Investigations.
We've done it.
We did it!
We did it.
Which I
Greatest
assume-
challenge naming the group.
Which I assume will have a some kind of
year.
art.
I have a picture. I have it in my mind already. I think
Okay.
to describe the sign, I think it's one of those wood carved. Like there's different levels to the carving to make the picture and the font, right? And it would be anomalous in this big, curvy, very like nice font, and then investigations underneath that. But it's mostly anomalous is the biggest word.
Yeah.
Set in this like sort of fancy border. And yeah, the text is what stands out the most.
Okay. And so, the threads are laid before you. What you tug on is your decision. I'm excited. Next time, we may travel back home. You two. This doesn't mean you have to stop home. It just means we're going there.
I would love to have tea with your mother.
I would love.
I would advise against that one.
Fucking not. I would just love to not do that.
Yeah, do what you like.
Was
That
Rock
could be like
the
a
place
millions.
where the master gunsmith was?
No.
No, that was the other.
That is Augur Post.
Okay.
So, we'll be back next Thursday for more of the good stuff. I'm excited.
We have a name.
And we have a name!
We did it!
We did it.
Did it.
It only took us like 30 episodes.
30 of them.
Only took us
year.
almost a year.
Let's go!
We did it.
Alright, we'll be back.